I forgot how to start my interviews. Well, first off, how you
Can I
feeling?
smoke
Yeah,
while I
I try to
interview?
blur it out or some shit. Just
I
when
keep
you
it
done,
low.
just put it low. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna blur it out.
All right.
But
Wait.
yeah, how you doing, Dave?
I'm okay.
Introduce yourself, man.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Deja Destinee, okay, aka Big Deja, little body, but the energy is big, baby. Yeah,
And dude, we had an interview before, but it
yeah,
came out like during after the pandemic a little bit, like 2020, 2021.
yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, Deja shot up. Like, so I'm not, she wasn't my first interview for the last one, but I just felt like because you let me come and do the interview the first time, like I'm like I got to return the favor, you
I
know.
appreciate you.
For everybody that don't know, like, tell them about yourself.
I'm a rapper, singer, songwriter, you know what I'm saying? That girl, very much that girl.
Mm.
Nah, but I've been doing music, you guys, since I was like maybe 8, 10 years old. Performing, acting, modeling, and now we're here and it's just getting bigger and better. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I was telling my girl like when I be trying to do my research, I forgot my notebook.
Yeah.
But for people that don't know, your dad is a legend. Your dad is a hip
Yes.
hop legend, you know.
That is a
And
fact.
I didn't want to make it about everybody else. I wanted to make the interview about you, but I got to put it in because
Of
it's
course.
history.
Of
And it
course.
took me when we first did the interview, my dad was telling me that you was the daughter of Raheem, you know,
Hmm.
from Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, and I was like, who that? Like, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know the groups. Like, I'm still learning Mob Deep
Yeah.
songs and like. So he was showing me, I'm like, dang, like that's crazy. Like, how does that feel?
Yeah.
Like, is that like is like how is it? Tell me.
I feel like it's crazy, definitely. Like when I sit back and I look at like all of my father's accolades and
Mm-hmm.
all of the things that he's accomplished throughout his career is amazing. And that's not big shoes to fill because I don't feel like I'm filling any shoes, but it definitely is something to look up to,
Mm-hmm.
like his accomplishments and getting Grammys and being inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of
I
Fame.
was gonna say that too.
Yeah, and I recently saw too that that was like a big thing. Like
Mm-hmm.
the actual rock and roll artists, they felt like having
Yo,
hip hop
I was about to
artists.
ask you that. I was just about to ask you that, yo.
Yeah.
So that's the people with the I forget the name with the white face and the black
Yeah.
kiss.
Oh yeah,
He
Kiss.
was like, we not from the ghetto, like.
Yeah, and it's just it's kind of like that's not one. It has nothing to do with ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
It has that's not it. It is the caliber that you reached, and to that caliber, it made it so big that you were as big as a rock and roll
Mm-hmm. Reach a different
artists.
audience.
Exactly. And that's not something that hip hop artists are always doing.
Yeah.
Not everybody is gonna come out and you have such a big following like a Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy, not even to compare, but that's crazy to
And
be inducted in the same Hall of Fame
and I don't
as
even
them.
I feel like I really don't even know no Kiss songs, but my mom always had like the shirts. You ever seen the
Of
baggy
course,
shirts, the
of
Kiss
course.
shirts? That's the
Yeah.
reason why I know them. But from seeing that, I knew they was like worldwide. But I feel like they can't say that if like I feel like Eminem is I don't know if hip hop got a Hall of Fame, but I feel like ain't Eminem is he is some type of category.
Exactly. You cannot take away what they've done just because their culture is different
Mm-hmm.
from what your norm would be in that particular environment. You know what I'm saying? They still were able to do crazy things. They helped start hip hop, and
Mm-hmm.
that within itself is huge.
Big, huge thing.
So to I don't know. I just feel like to downplay it, and it's just like that's like some like hating shit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I don't
So even how you
know.
said like that's like a big thing. So I know you said like it was big shoes to fill.
Hmm.
Did you feel like you had to be an artist, like, or
Mm-mm.
did you just strayed to that?
Yeah, no, I never felt like I had to be an artist. I growing up, that's just what I always did.
Mm-hmm.
I once I learned that I could sing, and we actually found out like, oh, she could really sing. My mom just she noticed that that's what I wanted to do, and she got behind me and put me in everything that I needed to be in, all of the training, and
Mm-hmm.
just to kind of prepare me for where I am now and
Yeah.
where I'm gonna go. Because I feel like that's what would make me so much different
Mm-hmm.
from an artist that pop overnight is that I have that background, I have that training. I did all of that grinding stuff when I was younger to be able to be a great performer, to be able to be a great writer, and be able to, actually put out hits and stuff like that. So,
Shout out mom too, because I'm not gonna
yes.
lie, a lot of parents, not to say a lot of them, but parents that recognize their child's talents
Mhm.
and like try to hone in on them and help them with it. Like
Yes.
my dad seen I like doing YouTube videos, camera works
Mhm.
and stuff. I'm not gonna lie, he tried to put me in a couple classes. Maybe it's because I like to learn on my own and do my own thing. I ain't really like the classes. I hated going. They used to be like I wouldn't do no work, but I know what I'm doing. Like I don't like. I feel like I just didn't need help. But they always tried to like give me stuff like when I graduated, I got my first camera. That's when I really started doing the interviews, and my mom got me a MacBook.
Mhm.
I just went off from there, and I ain't gonna lie, I had a buzz for it. Like I really had a buzz. I
I
lost it because you
know.
feel me. I ain't gonna some stuff happened, but you feel me. I'm back. I'm trying my best, and that's why we here today.
Yeah, nah,
But
definitely shout out to your father too, because
mhm,
he's the reason that that our first interview, he
yeah,
made that happen, put that
mhm,
together, connected the dots with that, and we've been locked in since. So
definitely,
yeah, shout
definitely.
out to
So
him.
I want to ask like, how are you? Like, how are things? Because I'm not gonna lie, like I said, you've been going up days. Like,
Thank you.
I ain't gonna lie, I was gonna ask you about this later on in the interview, but me and my girl, I ain't gonna lie, my girl be having me watching Baddies, bro.
Yeah.
Like every time I see you with Mariah, and I'm like, yo, it got to be a chance to Dage in the background somewhere. I know I like,
Ah,
yo, I'm watching the screen trying to see if I
I'm
find you. Like,
crying. Nah, I when they're filming, I don't be around and
hmm
stuff like that because is that's a whole different, like, I get a different version of my friend.
yeah,
Everybody gets like the TV version of her and stuff like that. I don't get that version of her. I get a soft, loving,
hmm
like clingy friend. You know what
yeah.
I mean?
I'm not gonna lie,
So
she seemed cool. I like her one liners
yeah.
for her. Like I ain't gonna lie, I fuck with her.
Yeah,
Like
that's my baby. She definitely, she's real cool,
mm,
and she shows mad love from the first day that I met her. She's always shown me mad love, and to the point that we were able to do a song together.
yeah, how about I say y'all got a song together, right?
Yeah, we
Mm-hmm.
got a song called Dance Together, and yeah, that song by itself, that it is such a fun song, you know what I mean? Like, she asked me if I could go ahead and sing the chorus for it, so she put it on her project Broken.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, when she asked me if I could do the chorus, I'm like, of course I could do the
Yeah,
chorus. You know what
hell
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, we're in the studio, I lay it down or whatever, but at first it was only the chorus, which she had a writer do the chorus, write the chorus or whatever, and he had wrote like a first verse as well, which I'm singing on the chorus, and the first verse was me singing. And I'm like, let's take out that singing first verse since I'm already singing on the chorus and I'm also a rapper. Scratch that, and then I wrote my first verse
Dang, that's
rapping.
creative. I ain't gonna lie. So like you like I know a lot of people that like could like what's the word like they know how to play with songs and beats and like I don't know how to like Young Thug do it like he know how to take and change songs and make it like sound the right way like
hmm
a lot of people don't know how to do that so
Yeah,
the fact that you like how you say you're a songwriter you know how to break stuff down and change it and make it sound better like
definitely. And I feel like in the past like year or so, I've been really tapping into just engineering myself.
mm-hmm.
So I've been recording myself a lot,
Yeah,
and that just it's been helping my creative process.
I seen something that was like Party Next Door do the same thing. He recorded at home so he could do all those different type of voice melodies.
Yep.
And he also like for like a lot of writers, I know writing for an artist might be hard because you
hmm
gotta envision yourself as them.
Yeah.
He said, I think the song with Rihanna, "Work" and "Sex with Me" he
hmm
made, and he said when he went to Barbados, he had to really get into her life, and she was
Yeah.
smoking a cigarette. He said he never smoked no cigarette. He said, "Pass me the cigarette." Like he really tried to like you feel me.
Yeah.
And it sound when he make the song, it sound like she made it, like you know.
Yeah.
So the fact that you could do that, that's like a one on one skill for real.
Yeah.
Um, do you feel like it's harder for like I don't want to sound so I got cussed out in the Facebook post because I said something like females and males like I was trying to distinguish something I was like I feel like females be having it hard and they it wasn't even because I said they had it hard somebody said I said the wrong thing they said I wasn't supposed to say female that's derogatory is that derogatory I
Female?
yeah they was on my
Listen,
head
I don't know these days
that's
what
what
is
I'm saying yo
derogatory. I know that women are women, female, it's female,
hmm
women, girls. I don't know how is it derogatory? Did they explain?
I don't know. They was like you.
Somebody let us know
I
how
was like,
that's
should I say
derogatory
woman?
because I want to
I was
know.
like, I was like, I'm sorry, but to
Uh-uh.
ask my question, I was saying, do
They
you feel
wanted
like
you to
it's
say
harder?
bitch.
I like
Cause
that's what
I
I'm
just said
saying. Like,
okay, bitch.
yeah, I'm like, yo, I said
Is
female
y'all
and
cool?
male. It's not like I said females and men. Like,
Yeah, no.
do you feel like it's harder for you guys to get like your foot in the door, or like, um, what's the word? Pretty privilege. Does that like help, or is that a thing?
Pretty privilege is definitely a thing.
Hmm.
Um, pretty privilege helps get you indoors for
Hmm.
sure. I would say that
I know somebody. I'm not gonna say who. I talked to somebody, but they were like, it has its ups and downs because you could get your foot in the door, but you might be too pretty wearing nigga. I ain't gonna lie. Some niggas be weird. Some niggas be on a. You feel me? I ain't gonna do no song if you ain't gonna do nothing for me type shit. So it's like
yeah,
a balance type of thing.
yeah. Like luckily I've never been in those situations. I don't
Hmm.
really put myself in situations like that. So I don't really know too much about like how they be moving when it comes
Hmm.
to that, but I definitely know that if you put yourself in that situation, it could happen. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? You gotta That's why it pays to keep everything professional, and just and draw that line from the beginning that you're trying to be professional. And it's a lot of there are opportunities that I've probably like what is it like declined
Hmm.
because I felt like it might try to lead to some other shit.
Yeah.
And so I'm just like, nah, I'm not even gonna really entertain that. But it's it comes with the territory. I feel like when you're pretty as a girl or as a woman, as a female, the hell.
Yeah. Right.
Like, that's just something that it comes with it.
Hmm.
So it is what it is.
What do you think is like the hardest part of doing what you do?
The hardest part, I would say, just the ups and downs,
Hmm.
like emotionally, mentally, because this whole thing is like a big mental game.
Yeah.
So like with that, you got to be mentally strong, and you have to know that this is definitely your purpose. And if you're not confident in that, it's really easy to lose yourself. It's easy to quit.
Hmm.
So like when you really know for sure, like, yes, this is my path, this is what I was put here to do, and everything like that, like it makes it a little bit easier. You like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm doing this for a reason. I'm going crazy. I'm losing my mind. I'm losing sleep. Everything like that for a reason because it's gonna pay off.
Hmm. And I know some people that like think like I'm not gonna lie, even I did. Like I stopped doing interviews for a bit and I started making music. I was
Yeah.
just recording people so long. I was like, I might as well just make music. That shit hard, it's not hard making music, but actually trying to do something with it. Like a lot of niggas just think they could just post a trailer on Instagram and they gonna go up.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, it's more to it. You gotta market. You got sometimes you gotta spend money to make money. That you can't just
Mhm.
do everything just thinking it's gonna pay off. Like you really gotta be 100% in it,
Yep. Yep.
and I felt like the second like I even felt like I couldn't do it, I started going downhill with it. That's the
Mhm.
same thing that happened with this. Like the interviews, I'm not gonna say what happened, but basically somebody got mad that I was interviewing a person they ain't like, and they started acting a little crazy. So I was like, damn, am I doing the wrong thing? Like, am I doing something wrong? And the second I did that, I just took a break and I ain't go back since. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this is my first time doing an interview in like 2 3 years for real. Like, I
Oh
haven't
my
done an interview. Yeah,
god.
I'm just winging it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I told you I had questions written, I forgot the notebook. Like, I'm just freestyling right now.
You reminded me right now so much of my friend R&B Hunter. Shout out
Hmm.
to Hunter. He just y'all your demeanor, your hair,
Yeah.
everything, just like Hunter. I'm crying, but no, like I'm so happy that you're getting back into it
Yeah, cause
because I
I'm.
know that that's a big
Hmm.
thing. Even mentally for you too.
Hmm.
Probably when people know that they love to do something and then they stop doing it, it's kind of like you be a little bit deprived.
Yeah, cause I'm not gonna lie, I had like a couple instances like that really like made me be like, damn, this shit not what it is. Like
Mhm.
one of the things is I wasn't just doing interviews, I was doing camera work too. I do music videos, photography, everything. Um, I got invited on tour with Benny the Butcher, like to do behind the scenes for him and shit. It was this one point in time where I'm not gonna lie, I was cutting up in traffic. I was going too fast. They suspended my license. And once they suspended my license, yo, oh my God, yo, that messed up mad
Because you wasn't
opportunities.
able to move around for
Yeah.
real.
It was
Yeah.
this I don't know if you ever heard of them Cherry Bomb concerts. They
Mm.
had a show with Fabio Foreign and they
Okay.
wanted me to record. But the thing was, one of the people that was hosting it, he needed a ride. So they was like, if you could pick him up, we'll give you a free backstage pass and everything.
Mm.
I'm like, I can't like I could risk. I ain't gonna lie. I was risking it. I was driving around with no license, but I can't
Yeah.
drive from over where I'm at to New York with no
Yeah.
license. Like that's a risk. You feel me? I said no. They ain't never hit me back since. Like for
Dang.
nothing. Like
For
they never
real?
hit me for nothing. I was like, dang. Like one time I said no, and then another thing was, with my interviews, I guess I was reaching a big audience locally, like with artists,
Yeah.
and I had 100K Track come, and 100K Track is the manager of King Von and YNW Melly,
Mm.
and basically he wanted me to market. He had a subscription base that was gonna manage artists and shit, and he wanted me to market it to the local area in Trenton and everything. And I was doing that. I was getting customers, and basically it was like different tiers. It was like 25, 100, and then like 500 for the max. Like they have one-on-one calls, my mixtape posts, say cheese posts, all types of shit.
Mm.
And everybody wanted to know if it was for real or not before they actually get it. So I
Mm-hmm.
was trying to hit them up and shit. They wasn't answering me. Like they was not answering. They like, I was like, bro, like what type? They hit me up, do the work, but then I'm trying
Yeah.
to talk to y'all. Y'all not helping me with nothing. So I was like, this shit fake. Like
Yeah.
they like the industry weird. Like I have an interview plan with an A&R from Sony. He was like, he about to give me the whole scoop. He was like, I'm an A&R, a talent scout, and they don't talk to me for nothing. Like I don't know what they want me to do. They just I talk to them one day out of the month. That's it. Like
Wow.
it's a lot of fluky stuff. So like, how do you? I guess I wanted to say like, how do you like maneuver through stuff like that? Like I know you be at the shows for you be networking, you be doing your thing for like. Is it hard? Like, do you ever notice, like I said, fluky stuff?
It's always weird stuff going on.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I'm
always weird
saying.
stuff going on. The industry is weird. And I don't know. The more that I feel like the more that you're in it, the more that you see
Mm-hmm.
um you know what's going on and just more of the behind the scenes of everything. You just start to understand more of just the smoke and mirrors of
Mm-hmm.
everything. um but yeah, I try. I be trying like to not let that part of it discourage me,
Mm-hmm.
because that, like, when you have in your head one thing of what it is, especially from when you're little, you
Yeah.
like, this is, oh my god, I want this lifestyle. I want to be a superstar. That's it, at least me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be a superstar. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at other superstars and I'm looking at how that is. um but now it's completely different. And the superstars that I looked up to when I was younger, like Michael Jackson and still
Mm-hmm.
Beyonce, even looking at people performing like Prince and Diana Ross and just people that big. um we're not going to really have anybody else that is that big again.
Yeah.
And it's sad to think, because I wanted to be that person, you know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But it also make me want to go even harder, because it's like, damn, I still want to be that person, even though in the back of my mind I'm like, it's almost impossible, because that ever was different. Everybody was not accessible,
Yeah.
and because of social media, everybody is more accessible. So you're not about to faint when you see your favorite artist, because you
Mm-hmm.
just
You
watch
just
them on
seen
their
the story.
story get
Yeah.
dressed on their way to the show, so you already know what they wearing or
Mm-hmm.
whatever the case, you know what I'm saying? So it just kind of, it cuts out like the exclusivity of it all, like,
Mm-hmm.
and it just makes it like, I don't know.
I seen a post that was like, it's been like not a decade, but like we haven't had no like main superstar. Like
Yeah.
even like I'm not gonna lie, like, and I know you a fan of Drake
Yeah,
too.
that's my
I
guy.
feel like for years Drake had
OVO.
that shit on lock. You feel me? Like
Yep.
for years and years and years. Even
Hmm.
now, I really like.
Still,
Also, I do want to ask you. I know, like I said, you a fan of Drake. What you think about the Drake and Kendrick thing?
I'm a fan of Drake.
That's
That's
what I'm
it.
saying. Everybody keep trying to argue with me. I was like, at most, it's a tie. Cause look, you gotta really look at it. Like, um, Kendrick, I don't even know the names of the songs. I know the names of Drake songs. That's how much I don't like. It was just maybe it's because I'm biased because I like Drake so much.
Yeah, and I tried. Well, I wasn't being biased about it because what is the Not Like Us? That song, it's
Hmm.
a fire
Yeah,
song.
it's a good
You
song. I say
know,
that.
it is a good song, and he had his run with that song. Everybody was, going crazy. And in war,
Hmm.
somebody always
Yeah,
loses.
you gotta, and
So it is what it is. And but my thing is like it didn't matter to me that he won or lost because
yeah.
I'm still a Drake fan. So I was just like, okay,
Hmm.
next. Like,
Somebody was trying to argue with me, like, yeah, Kendrick didn't man, like, you don't hear Drake nowhere. I was like, yo,
yes, you
Drake
did.
is
What are
in
you talking
every
about?
club. Drake got a song for every occasion. Like,
Yes.
you could find a Drake song for everything. Like, I'm not
And
gonna
right
lie.
after the beef, he dropped tracks with Sexy Red. He was dropping.
Yeah,
Like, what are we talking about? That he's not. Come on now.
I felt like
Please
people were just like
don't do Drake.
overhyping it for real. Like, not even the shade Kendrick, but Kendrick ain't have that wave since like the 26th week gonna be all right. That shit,
yeah,
like, I'm not gonna lie,
yeah.
like, you don't really know too much. Like, he had the one song with Rihanna, the loyalty song, but
Mm-hmm.
aside from that, that's the only ones I know. But I keep getting off track.
Loyalty,
But
loyalty,
how
loyalty.
I feel like Drake is like a jack of all cards. Do you feel like you're that? Cause like how you said you about to engineer,
Mm-hmm.
songwriting, you do rap, R&B, like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people be trying to say he's not a rapper, he like a pop artist. But
Mm-hmm.
do you think shit like that matters? Like
I don't
it's just
think that
about
it
the
matters.
artistry.
Yeah, I don't think that it matters because yes, I do feel like I'm very similar in terms of just creatively and being able to tap into different sounds, different genres, and still have a song that you be like, "Yo, this song is
Mm-hmm.
fire." You know what I'm saying? So I don't think that that really matters. It just makes him a well-rounded artist.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with myself. I feel like that's what makes me a well-rounded artist. It's a lot of rappers that wish that they could sing
Yeah.
because if they could sing, they feel like, oh, I would sing on this track instead of rapping on this track, or if I could sing, I would do pop music and stuff like that, but they can't, but I can.
Mm-hmm.
you know
Which one do you like to do more?
I don't have let me not say that. I like to rap because it's more fun,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like when I'm performing, it's fun to perform rap music, like
Yeah.
high energy, everything like that. Like inside of the studio, I like to sing too. It
Mm-hmm.
just really depends, like when I'm writing, what comes to mind when I hear the music. If I feel like the music is calling for a melody, or if I feel like it's calling for, a rap. But I don't know. I still sometimes I'll play with it and I'll start out singing, and that's why again I like that I be recording and engineering
Yeah.
myself because you'll if you look at if you look at my tracks, it's like 10 different tracks
Mm-hmm.
because I start out humming some shit and then I put words to that hum.
Oh, so you're talking about like the when you recording, like, okay, I know what you mean.
Mhm. Yeah, like I'll put words to the hum or whatever. Then I go back, I'm listening to that now. I don't really fuck with that too much. Or maybe I did fuck with it, but I also hear some other shit. Let me hear how it sound if I sing it instead of rapping it. So I take the same words and I'll sing it instead of rap it and see like, now that kind of switched up the vibe of the song, I'm gonna keep it rapping type
Mm-hmm.
shit.
So you punch in basically?
No. So I
No.
punch in only when I'm writing,
Mm-hmm.
because I write like I essentially am not writing anything down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm freestyling and I'm stopping, punching myself in to continue it. Once I've gotten the full line, then I go back and I do it in one breath because I don't like how it sounds punching in and leaving the take like that because the
Yeah.
energy go up and down. You got to get
Yeah.
a real
And
clean
sometimes you lose how
punch.
you sound the first one. Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Like unless
That's
it's a real, real, real clean punch, which I can do clean punches, but I hate having to do that shit.
mm-hmm.
It's tedious.
I seen something that said Miguel. He said for sure thing and the door and basically that whole tape. He was just going in and he would just sing something. Whatever he's saying, that's what came out. So, but
Period.
I feel like punching in would be easier when you like when rapping. You can't really like punch. Oh, you could punch in singing, but it's like I feel like you want to have something written so you could really get the soul out when you
Well,
do it.
punching in singing is actually like better.
Yeah.
It is because for a lot of things in for a lot of melodies and stuff like that, you're holding these notes out, and in order for you to get your words as clear as possible when you're speaking, or when you're singing, you want to make sure that it's clean.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll finish out a note and then punch or stop, and then you're going to punch in the next part so that that next word can be as clean as possible. Sometimes you slide into it and now that word gets cut off, so you don't really hear what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
So it ends up being like a little bit better singing, punching.
Dang, dude, you know what you're talking about. You ever thought about being an engineer for like artists,
I I I
or at least
would
like a
like
like
to, but I
like
would I need to like learn how to
it's more
engineer a
stuff to
little bit
learn.
more. Not learn how to engineer more, but I would say learn how to mix more.
Would you get into like producing your own beats?
I'm not big on producing.
Yeah, I tried
Like
to watch a
it's
YouTube video.
hard.
That shit hard as
Like
hell.
it's I if I could do it with instruments and stuff like that
Hmm.
and just have somebody like record it
Yeah,
like I do it like that, but doing all of that electronic and I gotta sit there and go through all of the sounds like
yeah,
and all the hi-hats and all of that I don't feel like doing all of that.
that's hard. I ain't gonna lie. Cause I be doing like the Jersey Club songs. I try to figure out how to make a Jersey Club song. I'm
Hmm.
like, yo, you got to do one every two. Doom, doom, doom. Like I
Yeah.
can't do that.
Yeah, but like I be watching my engineer, my producers, like I that's how I learned how to record myself in the first place was
Hmm.
just from watching them as they're doing what they're doing, as they're recording me. I'm all up in the computer, I'm not just sitting back just, there just to be there. Like, no, I like to learn
Hmm.
what's going on because in the event that you're not here, which that's been the
Yeah, you
case,
gotta learn how to do your own thing.
yeah, I haven't had an engineer for a little minute, so yeah, I had to adapt.
Oh, so you haven't been recording? How long has it been since you recorded with somebody?
Um, it's been a while.
Yeah.
Mm.
Sometimes you gotta do that though. I'm not gonna lie. Like it teach you how to do it on your own. Like so you don't have to rely on nobody for real, for real. Cause I'm not gonna lie. Like before I even went to do interviews, I wanted to have like a cameraman for me.
Mhm.
But I was like, it's no point if you could do it yourself for real, for real. Like that's what they
Exactly.
got tripods for. You don't need nobody to do it.
Exacto mundo.